Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you can see, we've got a couple of watches here, some straps and bracelets. This brand is called Alcadus. They're basically brand new watches. The company's made a few watches in the past, and this particular one here, it's called the Opus 39 version 2, and we've also got a Dromo. This is a dive style watch. So this is inspired by aviation, by pilot style, and look, I think value for money. You're getting a premium regulated Miyota 9019, 9039. Beautiful dials, especially this Opus. I think it comes in quite a few colorways, so very, very nicely designed. And the price, they're going to be coming in at about $300 each on Kickstarter the 11th of March for the super early birds, and they're also going to have available pre-orders on their website. So I'll get stuck into these. I'll tell you, there's going to be some changes. Like I said, these are the prototypes, so there will be a couple of changes to the production versions, but I'll share all that with you guys. And you saw the pop-up. This video is sponsored by Alcadus, but they have no input into the review content. They're getting stuck into these watches. You can probably notice that the cases on both of these watches are exactly the same. So what they've done is use the exact same case, and a lot of companies do this, where they use the same case. They make a pilot's watch, they make a diver's watch, they make a field watch. We know RZE does this, a few different brands, and I like that because they basically tool up for one particular style of case or size and make different styles of watches, which is pretty cool. Now the case dimensions of these watches are as follows. You have a case diameter of 38.8 millimeters, a case height of 12.7, we have a lug to lug of 45.5 and a lug width of 20 mil. Now the main difference is that case height. As you notice, the Dromo is 13.8 and the Opus version 2 is 12.7. Now the crowns on both watches are conical crowns. They're 6.4 millimeter crowns, signed and lumed. And the total weight on the bracelet comes in at 123 grams, size to my 18 centimeter wrist. Now on the wrist, the watches sit exactly the same, apart from that height. The Dromo is a little bit prouder at 13.8 mil. Albeit without that crystal, without the box sapphire, it's only 10.9 mil. The comfort factor on that bracelet's very nice. It's been a pleasure on the wrist. As you can see, that bracelet tapers from 20 mil down to 15.9 at the clasp. Really comfortable experience. The leather strap is superb. The leather straps on these watches are absolutely superb. They're handcrafted Italian leather, beautifully stitched, very nice detail, very malleable, lovely signed tang buckle, and a wonderful experience on the wrist. Now I did mention that the watches are going to come in different colorways. I'll give you the links in the description so you can get on their website, have a look. I quite like this particular watch. I actually like this. For a pilot's inspired watch, I like the color of the dials, the legibility has been good. Albeit that sapphire crystal, you'll notice it's a box sapphire, and at the edge it's creating quite a bit of distortion. However, that said, they will be changing quite a few things on both of these watches, which is a good addition. Now both these watches are going to come with premium regulated Miyota movements. You've got a 9019 and a 9039, 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hz. So for the super early bird at $300, you're getting a bargain. These are great. Now looking at the bracelets of the watches, they're both exactly the same. As you can see, they're female end links. They drop straight down, they tuck in underneath. They taper from 20 mil down to 15.9. They have screw pins, a press clasp, and 7 micro adjustments. However, the clasp is another change they will be making in the production version. Now getting onto the Dromo, the dive style watch, as you can see, that sapphire crystal, again, it's a box sapphire, 5 layers of anti-reflective coating on both watches. I've not had an issue with the washout. They've actually been very clean. However, I do have a problem with that box. I think it's just a little bit chunky, a little bit high. And again, that's another addition or another change they will be doing in the production versions. Now the bezel on the watch is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. It's got a sapphire insert, lumed, or a stainless steel insert. And look, one of the gripes is that knurling. It will be changed in the production version. This is a little bit too smooth, so the grip is a little bit slippery, but the action itself is quite nice. A little bit of back play, as you notice, it just seems to pop back into play, and overall it seems to line up quite nice. But again, these are pre-production prototypes. If we turn the watches around and look at the case back of the watches, they've got different case backs, even though the case themselves are the same dimensions. This particular one's got an aeroplane, as you can see, being pilot's inspired, a compass, quite nice and quite appropriate. I like that. The diver's got a ship, as you can see, etched in there, and the quality of the etching is actually quite nice at this price point. I'm impressed, really well done. Getting onto that lume, both watches feature Swiss Superluminova on those hands, those indices, the bezel insert, the crowns, and looking at the lume, I think it's nice. That bezel can definitely do with a lot more lume. I don't think it's got enough application. Hands are fine, indices, not too bad. Now before we get onto the likes and dislikes of both of these watches, I'll tell you what the changes are on both the models. They're both going to feature drilled lugs on those cases. There's going to be an improved sapphire crystal on both the watches. So at the moment you've got quite a bit of distortion happening right at the extreme edges, and I think they're going to improve that. Possibly a slightly lower crystal, I'm not sure, but that's going to be fixed. The bracelet itself, that clasp, is also going to be fixed. So at the moment you can see, I don't know what they're going to do, maybe milled, I don't know. It's got a press clasp at the moment. They haven't given me the details, but that's something to look out for. The water resistance on the diver is going to be reduced from 300 to 200, and if that means a slightly lower profile, smaller crystal, I think that's a good addition. And the knurling on this particular watch is too smooth, that's going to be improved as well. So there's quite a few changes happening to the production versions, but overall the general design, what you see is what you get here, which is really nice, especially that I'm quite impressed with this and the colorways. I think they've got nice colors, punchy, vibrant, as well as subdued. Nice earthen tones. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description so you can have a look at what you get with these watches. In fact, with the Opus V2, you're going to be getting the stainless steel bracelet, the watch itself, a strap, a leather strap, a premium Italian strap, which is really nice, depending on the color you want, depending on the watch head you have. That is really good value, as well as a watch roll. It includes a leather watch roll that holds up to 3 watches. Now, what are the dislikes of these watches, guys? That sapphire crystal, not an issue. It will be changed, so that's a pretty cool thing. This particular one seems to be sitting chunky. For a 38 or 39mm watch, it seems to be sitting a little bit chunky on the wrist, but if they can improve that, if they can get that crystal lower, less distortion, I think that'll be a big plus. That'll be great. The bracelet itself, look, I've got a gripe on this particular bracelet. If you notice, it's flat on the outside, and there's beveling, there's like smooth sections on the inside, which is nice for the skin. I like the design. However, I've found that at certain situations it's done. There it is. See what it's just done there? It's gotten caught, and you have to basically manipulate it to get it back flat again. So that's something that I've experienced throughout the week, that it's just something to be addressed. The lume on the watches, I think, can be improved on both of them. It's Swiss Superluminova. I think a little bit more application, especially that bezel insert. It definitely needs more. Now, getting on to the positive, I think the overall value at $300 super early bird, high grade Miyota movements, regulated in-house. You've got nice 39mm case diameters, which is really cool. I like the fact that they put the logo at the 12 o'clock. That's their logo up there, and I like that. That's a nice little touch. Color match date wheel, that's quite impressive. So there's quite a few things going on. These leather straps are really, really nice. I can't speak highly enough. The stitching, the finishing, the tang buckle, everything's signed. I like the leather straps. They've been really comfortable. So that's been a real good plus. But look, I'll leave the links in the description, guys. I wanted to share this with you to see what you think. With a few little changes, I think these things can kick goals. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.